Hello friends, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Our lesson today is about the pseudo classes. And before we start the lesson, don't forget to subscribe our channel, click on the ring button, like this video and share the video with your friends. And let's start our lesson. So I have these elements to make changes on it. I have this element is for the changes. So what's the pseudo classes? Pseudo classes are unreal classes and we use it to make changes on the elements. They are unreal classes because they're unreal classes. We use it in the CSS. And let's use it practically and let's call our element the first one. I'll make this change on the first one, which is class 1. So let's use the first one, which is hover, and to use it we need to write a column here, and then we will use the classes. For example, now I will use the hover. I used colon, and after that I used hover, and then I will make changes on it. And what is the hover? What is this class? So when I move the mouse to some element, to an element, for example this one, so I'm making hovering on this element. So now I'm making hovering on the 1. The mouse is over the 1. So now I'll say to the CSS, when I make hovering to an element, make some changes on the element. So when I'm hovering on the element, the first one, which is 1, so make these changes. So change the color to the red. So let's go to hover this one, the 1. How you notice when I'm hovering on it, it changes to the red. But when I'm hovering to the 2 and the 3, you will not notice any changes because I made changes on the first one only. And I can say any changes. For example, font size. Font size, let's change to the larger. And let's make hovering. How you notice when I'm hovering, it changes to bigger, and the color turns to the red. And also I can say when I'm hovering, make display none. Display none, which means disappear it. When I'm making hovering, disappear this element. So let's make hovering. How you notice? I'm making the hovering, it disappears. How you notice? The number 1 disappears. How you notice? I'm hovering and the element disappears. Another class, which is any links. Any link. So now I'll make changes on the all links that I have in my website. So first let's write some links here. For example, any link. So even if not real, Google, could be this one. And Facebook. And the Twitter. So I have 3 links here, and I have text decoration underline in the text. So I want to make changes to any link I have. For example, text decoration. So text decoration none. So let's delete this one. I forgot to delete this one. So how you notice right now, it deletes the underline for all of the links in the website. When I delete this one, I'll make comment, so it will return the underline for the links, and this controls it. And any changes I can make on it, for example, color, I can make it red to any link. So this is how the any link works. And another class which is the checked. So we will use this when we have a checkbox. Let's delete this one. Go to the HTML to write a checkbox. Let's write an input checkbox. We have a checkbox here. So how you notice we have this checkbox here, and let's give it a class, for example, checkbox, and let's copy the class. Let's go to the CSS to call it the checkbox. This is our class. If I checked display none. So now when I make this one checked, so it will disappear. I say to the CSS, if I check it, the checkbox make the display none. So let's go to check this one. How you notice the checkbox disappear, and this is how checked class works in the CSS. And another class, let's delete this one and this one. Another class which is the focus. And let's go to the HTML to write something, for example, input for the text. This is our input. And let's go to the CSS to call the input. We have an input, and then input focus. If I focus to the input like this, make some changes on it. For example, border, enter, solid, and red, and then 5 pixels. And let's go to focus this one. How you notice it changed the border to the red and makes solid and then 5 pixels. And this is how the focus works. When I focus to this one, make some changes on it. And this is how focus works, and these are the studio classes. So we have a large number of studio classes. We have these studio classes. So let's write this one to prove that. So we have all of these studio classes and studio elements. So it's not believable to explain all of these classes and elements. But with the projects and with the new lessons, you will learn a large number of these classes and elements. And here we finished our lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe our channel, click on the ring button, like this video, and share the video with your friends. And thank you so much for listening.